That stuff, that's me and Jay Z stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl. Don't come
So
around.
Hov wasn't there?
Hit me. I'm talking to Jay.
You talking to-
If Lons was there, I would have had to reboot.
Welcome to New Viral Drama, where Hollywood secrets don't stay hidden. They get dragged out, exposed, and put on blast for the whole world to see. So let's get into it. 50 Cent is back on his petty throne, and this time he's firing shots straight at Beyonce and Jay Z. But what's really got the streets buzzing? 50's hinting that the so-called royal couple of hip-hop might be on the edge of total collapse. Yeah, we're talking real cracks in the Carter Empire, and it's messier than ever. Now let's talk about Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour flop. Fans been whispering that she couldn't even sell it out. That's wild for someone with her name, right? But wait, here's the kicker. Word is Jay Z cut her off. Allegedly, he pulled the plug on his support, and now Beyonce's been scrambling to keep things moving on her own. No lifeline, no backup, just her and the stage lights. So is a divorce announcement about to drop any minute? But why's 50 Cent all up in this situation? Simple. This man lives to stir the pot when it comes to Jay Z, and now he's dragging Beyonce right into the fire. He's been on Jay's neck for years, and this latest move, straight up disrespectful. But honestly, are we even surprised? Let's rewind real quick to where the drama really started. The beef goes way back to 1999 when 50 dropped his breakout diss record, How to Rob. In that track, he went after industry giants. And yep, Jay Z caught some strays. Jay wasn't just a name back then, he was already sitting pretty at the top. Meanwhile, 50 was still kicking down doors to get noticed. And ever since then, it's been bad blood. And now, 50's turning up the heat again. And this time, he's aiming for the power couple's weakest link. People thought 50 Cent was just pulling a stunt for clout when he dropped How to Rob. And let's be real, it worked like magic. But to keep it fair, Jay Z wasn't the only one who caught a stray. 50 went full savage on that track, name-dropping every major name from the era. Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Diddy, Missy Elliott, Will Smith, even Pinky from Next Friday. Nobody was safe. And when it came to Jay Z, 50 didn't hold back. He spit, "Jigga just sold like 4 milli. He got something to live for. Don't want a name putting 4 through that Bentley coupe door." That line, straight up bold. And it had folks looking at 50 like, who is this wild dude? Now, most of the artists clap back fast. Some with bars, some with side eyes. But Jay? He played it different. Jay Z doesn't forget, and he definitely don't forgive. Dude keeps receipts like it's his side hustle. That's probably why the Cold War between him and 50 never really ended. Eventually, Jay Z did return fire with his line from "It's hot, some like it." Hot. Y'all remember this one? Go against Jigga? You're DT. I'm about $1. What the F is 50 Cent? That line, legendary. It hit hard and showed Jay wasn't here for the games. Later, 50 kept it real in a Rolling Stone interview. He admitted the whole thing was a clout move. He said, "When he responded, I was complimented. He wouldn't say nothing back if he didn't think I was hot." And truth is, 50 didn't even hit the radio until after Jay responded. He even admitted his whole career might not have taken off if Hov had ignored him. But here's where it gets deep. 50 Cent's real issue with Jay? He couldn't stand how Jay walked around like he was the greatest of all time. That confidence, that arrogance, it rubbed 50 the wrong way. And he's been throwing darts ever since. In one wild interview, 50 Cent didn't hold anything back. He straight up said Jay Z's walking around with a king complex, acting like he's some second coming. He said, he thinks he's Fing Jesus. This Jehovah, I'm just watching him. And according to 50, Jay's always throwing slick little subliminals, and 50 ain't here for it. He called that the punk move, plain and simple. Now Jay Z tried to do damage control like he always does. He brushed off the tension, saying it was all good between him and 50. But guess what? 50 wasn't buying that peace talk at all. He came right back and said, nah, we ain't cool. He made it crystal clear. No fake friendships, no behind-the-scenes handshakes. He even laid it out. We don't have those kinds of relationships. These people are people I associate with. We're in the same business. We're not friends. We don't call each other just to talk. Cold. Period. But here's where the plot twists. If this beef was always between 50 and Jay Z, way before Jay even linked up with Beyonce, then why did 50 bring her into it too? Why drag Queen Bey when she had nothing to do with the original drama? Well, apparently Beyonce stepped into the ring on her own. Word is, she wasn't gonna sit back while 50 took shots at her man. Even though they weren't officially a couple back then, she still rode for Jay Z hard, loyalty on full display. And get this, 50 later claimed that Beyonce didn't just send a message. She pulled up on him face to face like she was ready to handle it herself. Things got real tense. And when Bey gets involved, that's when you know this drama ain't just petty rap beef. It's personal now. Of course, 50 Cent being 50 Cent, you already know he had to clown the whole situation. He joked that if Solange had been around, he would have needed to reboot her. Yeah, he said that. And honestly, just the thought of Beyonce squaring up with 50 over Jay Z, that's wild. But maybe she got a Lil Solange energy in her too, cause according to 50, she really almost ran up on him. And you'd think after almost getting jumped by Queen Bey herself, 50 would learn to chill, right? Nah, instead, he kept coming for her. Especially once those Cowboy Carter ticket sales rumors started swirling. He couldn't help but throw shade at her tour, even before it kicked off. Remember that Instagram post? 50 posted, "My country album on the way. Beyonce ain't got ish on me. LOL." He really tried to play her whole rollout like it was a joke. No mercy. Now, to be fair, every now and then, 50 shows a softer side, especially when it comes to serious situations. Like when those dark allegations hit Jay Z, and it turned out they weren't true. 50 did take a moment to show concern. He said, "I just hope things are alright for him at home." In the statement, they mentioned his daughter being old enough too. She's about 13, right? That's the same age as the kids they were saying he did something to. But even with all that empathy, it didn't stop 50 from doubling down and dragging Beyonce's name through the mud again over her ticket sales. Long before Cowboy Carter even got going, whispers were everywhere that the whole thing might flop. And 50, he made sure the internet heard it loud. No filters, no boundaries, just straight heat. Just weeks after Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tickets hit the market, reports started pouring in, and they weren't looking good. Fans were shocked to see that multiple dates weren't selling out. And people wasted no time calling her out over those sky-high prices. Some tickets were going for $5,000, and that wasn't even VIP. With the way folks are struggling out here financially, that price tag hit like a slap in the face. Fans didn't hold back. A lot of them said it felt tone deaf, like Beyonce was out of touch with what everyday people are dealing with. And honestly, that backlash was loud. But here's the real twist. People are saying it's not just the money that's keeping folks from buying those seats. Some are pointing fingers at the dark cloud hanging over her husband, Jay Z. Yep, we're talking about those serious accusations tied to a disturbing lawsuit. In that filing, Jay Z was named alongside Sean Diddy Combs in a situation that allegedly went down at an afterparty following the 2000 VMAs. The lawsuit claims that a 13-year-old girl was harmed, and both Combs and Jay Z were allegedly involved. The documents even state that multiple other celebs were in the room and did nothing while it happened. The details are heavy, including claims that Combs acted like he was above the law and that Jay Z was right there with him during multiple similar situations over the years. While these are still allegations and the case is developing, just the mention of something like this is enough to make people step back. Some fans say they just can't support anything connected to Jay Z right now. So yeah, while the price tag might have turned some folks off, the real damage might be coming from the shadows around Beyonce's inner circle. And it's starting to show in them empty seats. Now, here's where it gets even messier. Insiders are whispering that Beyoncé knew about some of Jay Z's shady history for years, but chose to stay quiet to protect the empire. Yep, you heard that right. Sources close to the situation claim that behind the scenes, Beyoncé has been more focused on controlling the public image than holding anyone accountable. There's even talk that her PR team has been working overtime, trying to scrub the internet clean every time Jay Z's name gets dragged into another accusation. One source said, Beyoncé doesn't react, she redirects. If the heat's on Jay, she drops a new project, posts a cute family pic, or distracts the press. It's strategic. That kind of silence? It's raising eyebrows, especially now that the public's patience is running thin. And here's the wildest part. Fans are starting to turn on her. Social media has been flooded with posts calling her out for standing next to a man who's been named in some real disturbing situations. Some even said she's not a victim, she's a business partner. That line alone has sparked a whole firestorm, questioning whether Queen Bey's silence makes her complicit. People are also pointing to the lyrics from Lemonade and wondering, were those confessions or distractions? Was all that heartbreak just branding, or was she planting clues about a bigger story she's still scared to tell? And with 50 Cent out here putting her on blast again, this time it ain't just shade, it's a full-blown takedown of her image as the untouchable queen. The Bayhive might still be buzzing, but there's a new wave of voices rising up asking the real question. Is Beyoncé building her legacy on silence or survival? While the spotlight's still burning on Beyoncé and Jay Z, another twist just hit the scene. And this one's got people side-eyeing Roc Nation itself. Yup, Jay Z's label and business empire is now being dragged into the mess, with whispers that it's more than just a music hub. It might be a cleanup machine. Former insiders claim Roc Nation's real power isn't just signing artists, it's silencing problems. From NDAs to strategic payouts to keeping stories buried before they hit the press, the label's been accused of running a tight ship where image comes before truth. One source said, if something goes down, Roc Nation has a team that handles it before it gets to TMZ. That kind of control? Terrifying and powerful. And guess who's been spotted right in the middle of those backroom damage control sessions? Beyoncé. Not just the wife, the co-strategist, the face that calms the chaos. Some insiders say her approval is needed before any public move gets made. She's not just along for the ride, she's riding shotgun, holding the map. And 50 Cent's been hinting at that too. He recently reposted an old clip of himself talking about the real reason he never signed with Roc Nation. I already knew what that was. Too many secrets. Too much politics. I don't play those games, he said. Fans are now putting the pieces together and wondering, what exactly is being protected behind closed doors? It's not just about shady pasts anymore. Now it's about power, influence, control. And if even a sliver of these claims are true, then Beyoncé and Jay Z's empire might be built on more than just talent. It could be held together with secrets, loyalty contracts, and cold business moves. The question now is, how long can that facade stay up before it all comes crashing down? Both of them gotta face the heat. No exceptions. Justice needs to land on all sides. Now look, let's be real. Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter tour hasn't totally tanked. But reports keep coming in about rows of empty seats in several cities. And you already know who jumped on that like a shark in the water. 50 Cent. He posted a headline that read, Beyoncé's tour kicks off in LA. Ticket sales stalling with thousands still available. And then he hit the caption with, it's getting real out here. Hey, the tickets ain't selling. Brr. One thing about 50, he will troll and he's gonna make sure the whole internet sees it. But let's not count Bey out just yet. Word is, the European leg of her tour is looking way more promising. Overseas fans seem to be showing up heavy, and some insiders are calling it her possible comeback phase. Could that be the redemption arc she needs, or is it just delaying the fallout? Meanwhile, back in the States, the pressure's on, and with 50 keeping his foot on her neck every step of the way, it's starting to feel like this ain't just about music anymore. It's personal. Real personal. But now I want to hear what you think. Is 50 Cent doing too much? Or is he just saying what everybody's thinking but too scared to post? Hit the comments and drop your take. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and turn on that bell so you don't miss the next wild twist in this saga. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. See you in the next video.